Hey y'all, welcome to another. I never expected to start with "Hey y'all," just came out of
Hey,
nowhere.
y'all.
Hey
Look at
y'all.
All right. Post Malone can do it, so can you.
Yeah, why not? Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Roadmap Podcast. I didn't know if I was gonna get. Jen was waiting to see if I messed that up.
I swear, you can read my face. I have zero poker face.
You were looking at. Okay, so if you guys don't know, I always just start the podcast early. I never remember the name of it, and then I did the same thing this time. And as I'm saying it, I'm watching. She just glistened with excitement. I'm waiting for me to mess that up.
I was ready too.
It's not that I was like hoping that you failed. I was just really excited to see if you got it.
Oh no, you're curious. You're curious if I was going to pull it off.
I am such a devil on the shoulder. I'm always like, this guy's gonna mess this up.
Speaking of a devil on your shoulder, who's the guy on your shoulder right now in the background?
That is a wonderful gentleman in our office named Barry. He is an agent in our office, and he just loves to look into mine.
What's very interesting is, okay, so you have to watch this on YouTube to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Over Alex's shoulder, he has a window. And in that window, there's just a silhouette of a man.
A window that looks into the office, not into the outside world. Just for those people that are still listening.
Yes.
What do you think? They left already?
They're like, this guy messed up the intro. Screw this.
So how our office is, there's, it's like a U-shaped hallway. And some of the offices have windows to the hallway. Yeah. And we were just talking about how both of the offices that I had in the office didn't have windows. For this reason, it's because you love newer agents, you want to help, but it's relentless. Alex.
Some people don't even knock; they just waltz right in. I'm like, who are you?
Oof. Well, you do have your face plastered all over the office, so I feel like maybe you give off exceptionally friendly and willing to help vibes.
I am going to put a giant sign on the door that says, "I'm not friendly. Go to Chris Crismano if you want friendly."
Not today because our AC is broke. It is hot in here.
Oof.
Oh no!
So take off all your clothes.
So we're gonna. So people. Okay. So what people want to talk about?
May not be able to upload this to YouTube.
I was going to say. I mean, for all those that do not know, those are lyrics. Those are straight lyrics.
Yeah, to a Nelly song from 2003. I know we might have Gen Z listeners that have never heard that song.
That's why I had to put a full disclaimer on there. You weren't just simply requesting; you were singing.
They would be 21 years old when this song came out. So that was in 2003. Wow.
Do you know Biggie Smalls and hip hop music we grew up to was on the oldie station now?
No.
Yep.
So is Eminem, like the Eminem show.
Really?
The whole album.
That came out 20 years ago, so
this is absurd. Can we not age ourselves?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Hey, so we have a guest today. Maybe he's not here yet. And his name is Derrick Chevalier or Chevalier. I think it's Chevalier.
I think it's Chevalier.
Chevalier. Master negotiator. But before he's here, I want to ask you something. What's your opinion on him before meeting him, based on his photo and his bio?
Oh, his bio seems so hardcore. I love it.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he knows. He's one of those people that seems very structured and regimented. Although
structured, regimented, and knows exactly how to approach a situation. Even his picture, like real quick, it's staring at me right now, and I'm a little intimidated. Don't look directly.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him about it. His picture is very intimidating. And I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but I'm very interested in that.
I think so. When I took headshots, I had, I had people tell me, like, oh, that direct photo, it looks way too direct. You need to smile more. And I thought that was interesting because I am a friendly person, and I'm actually on the friendliest team ever, which is our slogan. But what if I wanted to have a stone cold, like, bitch, here I am photo? I feel like it's different. My vibe. Yeah, I feel like it's taken completely different than a male.
Well, I think that's the point because, he does have a military background. He is somebody that knows how to negotiate. To me, it's a branding choice. You know what I mean?
I would agree with that, yeah.
Somebody like I'm pretty sure if you look at photos like high-ranking commanders and generals, they're not smiling. They have to be respected, and that's probably what he's trying to, convey. Is yes, exactly, is to show that he is somebody to be respected, and he is the negotiation expert, and has a whole organization surrounded by that.
That's fascinating, because as real estate agents, we have this delicate balance of being friendly yet respected. And you see some real estate agents in their photos that they choose are very similar to Derrick, very frank, to the point, serious, and some are smiling ear to ear. And I wonder if there is a study out there. Oh, we should look that up on ChatGPT. Is there a study that if you compare serious photos versus smiling photos in regards to who people who don't know, people in the study selected just on their photo as who it would be the real estate agent?
I think it comes down to the type of personality that you are personally. So if you are a high I versus a high D, a C, whatever it is, your personality type, what you work best with. So, a high I may not be super excited and keen to work with somebody so structured.
Yeah.
It just depends on, I think it's a piece, not every single time, because even a high I may want somebody straight to the point who's going to get the job done, and they respect that. It may just be a matter of point and perspective.
High I personalities do really well with C personalities, because they need that structure. And they also need a fighter for them, because high I's don't typically fight for themselves often, and C's are fighters. That's what they're built to do, is to fight. So if you befriend a C and you're an I, you're probably in a good situation. I married a high DC.
I have a DC.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, Dan's. Yeah, I can say not you. You're ID.
I'm ID all day.
Yeah, I think Alex is too. Alex, what are you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't taken it. I feel like I haven't taken it in a while, is what I should say. Mine has changed over the years, I've noticed. I was definitely, earlier in my career, I was definitely more high I. Now I feel like I'm more high D, especially after I got married and my daughter came, and I had to really focus more, and it was less about making friends and, supporting my family, and really
that makes
focus
sense.
on the big picture.
Your priorities change, so does I guess your behavior patterns that follow. That is true. I could see that.
Yeah,
I can see it. So for everyone who is listening who don't know what the hell we're talking about,
we're talking about the fucking alphabet over here. A, B, C, D.
I'm a major DIC. What can I say?
Where's your sound effects, Chris?
You know what?
When you have me around, it's all good.
Yeah, I want to get my air conditioner working first today, and then we'll work. I'm literally like listening. Right now.
Use your sound.
Jen.
Use your sign writer and just like fan yourself.
Oh yeah, I got you right here. All right. So with that said, a DI.
Wait, I love it. Wait, fan it one more time. I'm beautiful.
I know. Yeah, it's stinky AF right about now, probably. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the disc real quick, and then we're going to get into it, only because we're killing time until our boy Derrick shows up. Maybe I should check my email to see if he's lost in the sauce. But a high D personality is what? What do you guys think it is, Alex?
Somebody that's a little bit more direct is usually your business owners, your CEOs, people that just want bullet points, just get to the point, this and that. How does it benefit me? What's the purpose? And how much does it cost? Simple as that.
Yeah, you don't need details, and when you make your decision, you made it. You don't need fluff. You don't need to be sold. You just want to move on to the next thing.
Yep.
Very decisive.
Yep.
Straight to the point.
People can see them as assholes, dicks, but they don't want to be your friend almost. So a lot of these different personality traits, they can clash if they don't change their
if you're not aware.
Change their style.
So I was gonna say sometimes my D clashes with my I, where I'm going at 100 miles, and then I'll go back. I'm like, hey, I hope I didn't sound like an asshole. I was going at 100, and yes, all good. But I will be at 100 miles, bullet point, answering, moving on, and then my eyes like, know that I hurt somebody's feeling.
Yeah, it's weird. Like high D personality is like a conveyor belt. You're just moving along the process as quickly as possible, right? You don't want to dwell on it. And a high I personality is like you care about other people's feelings or they hurt, but they do clash because you're just, whoa, what was that? You got it? Is that your dog?
It was Barry behind me. Oh,
that guy behind your head. Yeah, the high D, so the high D personality just want things done, and they can come off, and people can assume that they're not caring and they're brash. And before I was aware of that, I would never like self-reflect. I would always be like, well, they know I'm not mad at them. They know I'm not pissed, right? Because I'm high D. And then, but then your high I always wants to make up for it. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was brash. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, right? And then you feel guilty, right? Because you have that awareness that other people might have been offended of how abrupt you were.
My high I wife. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say with the D side too. I've learned to compartmentalize, like life in terms of okay, just because this is going on with work does that mean it consumes all the rest of me? It's boom, boom, boom. Everything has a slot. Everything has almost like a little drawer in my file cabinet, and we just move right along.
I wish I was like that. I'm constantly all D a lot of times, and it's hard for me to get myself out and bring my eye back out. To the point where my wife, who's a high I, she hates when I get sales cold calls because I'll just be like, no, bye. And she's like, you're so mean. I'm like, I don't want it. I know I don't want it. And I don't have time. You can get on to the next person. She's like, you don't have to be mean about it. I'm like, okay. She hates it every single time.
It's funny. Like when I get cold calls, I'm very high D too, but also high I. But like, I feel kind of bad for them. Actually, I just got one. Mortgage. It was a lady from the Philippines calling for a mortgage broker. They want to have coffee, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel bad for them. I like pep them up a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I know where this is going. I don't want to waste your time. You're doing great. Keep making your calls. You're gonna get people. Oh, thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah.
Chris, you're so funny. I love it. I totally did not see that coming.
All the time.
Oh, I see it.
Well, like I can see you trying to like almost probe at them, like, dude, what are we doing? Like, almost trying to turn them into a client, so to speak.
I do that.
But no, I know. But you just hold your head up, guy.
Well, it's when it's the Filipinos because they are up in the middle of the night right now. Like it's 3 o'clock here. It's 3 a.m. They have family. They have kids. It's probably raining there. It's always raining there. And then they're making cold calls for a bunch of Americans across the country doing their shit work that they don't want to do. And I feel bad because other people are just like I feel like I have to fix the image of America to them. Like I feel like all these Americans are doing what Alex doing. F off, click. Go to hell, click. And
I don't curse them out. First of all, I just say, look, I'm not interested, but thank you. That's it. I'm not like
not that bad.
You ruined my life. Go F yourself. It's like, thank you, I'm not interested. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't give them a chance to rebut. How about that?
But I do become a prick when they are at it. If I say, hey, I appreciate it, I'm not interested. Listen, we understand that you have a relationship with someone. No, listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to end the call politely. I'm just not, we're good. You can move on to the next call. But he really has all these interesting programs. I'm like, Jesus Christ, now I got to be mean. Right? Now I'm like, I said no, and now I'm going to hang up. And I didn't want to hang up on you. You know what I mean?
But you gotta give them credit. They're persistent. They're trying to get those objections rebuted.
Consistency is key. It's almost like when I just went to the DR a few months ago, and we were. Have you ever been anybody to the DR?
No. Not to off resorts.
Well, no, just the airport where I was in a reference.
Yeah.
So
very bungo-y.
Yes, yeah. You get off the airplane and there's tiki huts everywhere. But
such a vibe.
But the level of intensity that meets you once you get to that first hut, where people are just grabbing at, oh, let me help you. They're hustling. And I'm very polite, and I'm speaking in Spanish. I'm like, no, gracias, no, está bien. Now I got to start in English, where they're like, no me entiendes. Okay, now I'm going in English. I'm going both languages, and then I start getting very fast. I'm like, give me my give me my fucking luggage. So, so like, I get it. Like, very polite, super cool, you know. But there's that level of consistency that just crosses the threshold of annoyance.
Yeah.
So the hustle,
sure.
I respect the hustle. It goes.
Oh, yeah.
There's another topic. I got a text from a client. He asked me, I want to see what your answer is on this. Hey, have you ever heard of a mother-daughter house?
Like
Is
a
that-
mother-in-law suite.
A
Like,
duplex?
So the answer is no from both of you.
not in that same verbiage. I mean, is English their first language? Maybe
Yeah.
they mean something along the lines of like a guest house or a mother-in-law suite.
Okay.
Or
so
maybe
I wrote,
maybe something with two primary suites, you know?
I wrote, no, but this sounds interesting. Tell me more. And he wrote, so I think I need to find a house that my mom comes with us, with in-laws. So I need like 2 master bedrooms, or maybe like a quarter. No.
What's the
I
budget?
may
I
have
got
a
you.
listing for that.
No,
Yeah,
stop.
I got him.
I'm asking
no,
right
come
now,
on.
what's your budget? We
Cool.
may have 2 ready for you. Why? What do you
Guys,
what do you
this
got,
is
Alex?
live.
All right. You know what, Jen? Sell it first, and then I'll sell mine. How about that?
No. AC
All right,
for
so
beauty. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Which one am I? Which one are you?
I'm beauty, of course.
I know. Okay. So, well, you're older than me. That's why.
That's why I
Right?
said don't say it. Oh, you
Okay.
just had to say that I was older.
Well, by like a month, right?
It's
Anyway,
possible.
so it's in Boca Raton in New Floresta. It is
Okay.
the main house is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,600 square feet, and there's an in-law suite that is 900 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. We are currently asking $1,350,000.
How's the traffic on that?
We've had a good amount of showings. 2 very low ball offers from investors.
Well,
All right, hold on. So I'm gonna answer his question. He goes, I said, what's your budget? He says around 7 in my quotes. I'm gonna say for one of them, no.
neither one.
I'm researching. Oh God, no suspense. I'm researching.
Ask him to find $800,000 more.
Are you able to find $800,000 more
I think he'll like that.
Under
I think he'll like
a
that
mattress
response.
or something?
Possibly. And then make it season for like 2 months.
I really did.
It's really
say that.
nice.
I said,
Good.
are you able to find $800,000 more under a mattress or something? Okay. Jen, tell us about yours.
Oh, well, I'm still working on it, so I won't give too many deets. But it is in Loxahatchee. Beautiful lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that one. I'm
Oh,
still working
that'd be-
on it.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, Loxahatchee, huge lot. It's unique because it's not a separate mother-in-law suite. It's like an ensuite. So the main house is 4 bedrooms, and technically connected is 2 additional rooms. That is a complete separate
Nice.
ensuite. Which a full kitchen. There's a full kitchen,
Ooh.
full laundry. There's AC in both the main and the secondary.
Well, that's fun. How much is that?
Well, my friends, we're still narrowing down a price point, but we're thinking of possibly listing at a mil.
Oh, what?
Mil.
A mil.
Oh, 1 mil.
One delicious million.
Remember when Loxahatchee was like $150?
Listen,
Yep.
yo.
Yep, and like a
Listen.
pack of gum.
Yeah. I represented a builder. Got him like 2 acres for 23 grand, like in 2016, 2017.
Oh, it's nasty.
Yeah, but you know what? People say that now, like, oh, prices are so high. But you know what? People said that then. You know?
I keep saying to people, like, oh, I'm gonna wait for prices to go down. I'm like, look, there's people still waiting for prices to go down to the 1980s. They've been waiting since then.
Waiting and don't even have a leg to stand on right now. Like you're still waiting.
Yeah.
Have any
I also feel the same way. Those are the same people that say real estate agents are going away. All you need is an attorney. I see in all of our social media comments.
Yeah, but that's fun. Use that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, enjoy that process. And eventually you're gonna milk your own cows and change your own oil, cut your own hair, right? You can do all that too. Okay? You can.
Each to their own. Good luck,
As
though.
Chris Rock famously says, "You can drive a car with your feet. Doesn't make it a good idea."
Side note, on my way back home from my little getaway this weekend, I saw a Tesla, and I love me my Teslas. But this guy had the full steering happening, and this is where he gets a little stupid. And by little, I mean ridiculously stupid. He has his feet hanging out, and is just waving at everybody as the car is self-driving. I'm like, you idiot. This is what gives Tesla people bad names.
Oh my
That's
god.
called reckless ass
No,
endangerment.
what gives Tesla people bad names is supporting Elon Musk.
Well, listen, I like my Tesla. It doesn't mean I support the guy. I like my car and not having to put gas in it where I'm driving forever and ever. Literally, yesterday, Loxahatchee, then Boyan, then Boca. I mean, like, I was all over the place yesterday.
It's also a nice payment too. $550 for a lease.
What are the resales on EVs? Do they hold up like regular cars?
Regular cars don't hold up.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't just. You can still make some money back on it, or at least not lose so much. I wonder if EVs are the same, or
I don't know if there's enough data to be able to really look at that. I mean, I'm sure they last like what, 6 years, 10 years. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough. When the moment I was able to switch from gas to electric, I was the happiest girl.
Yeah, my wife is really happy with her Model Y.
I mean, the only difference is if I were to have to go back to a gas car, I would want my Tahoe back, which is like two extremes, right?
Yeah.
You want what?
Like two extremes. The Tahoe, the space in the Tahoe was delicious, and I loved it, but I hated filling up that gas tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got a Suburban. I got you on that one.
No, I know you do.
Yep. We got an electric vehicle too.
Do you?
What do you have?
Shut up. I know where you're going.
What is it, a Roomba?
We do. Yeah, actually, we have two of those. We have what's called a EV golf cart.
Oh, that's right. Courtesy of me not being as good as you.
You know what? The house hasn't sold yet, so maybe you're better.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Oh, really? You're one of those?
Listen, Alex has the alerts.
No, on yours I don't. I was just curious to see if it went on the market yet, like a day or two ago.
Oh, it did. We just dropped the price yesterday too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but
how does she take that?
No, it was a strategy. So,
okay.
I don't get too many details, but very vaguely, I said that I recommended a price point to start, because they had a certain dollar they wanted, and based on that conversation, I said, listen, if we don't get an offer in a week to 10 days, we have to have a conversation what I feel you should list that. And she agreed, and we got to that time point yesterday. Nice chat. Yep. So what we do here, actually, this is a valuable thing when it comes to real estate. We do what's called repackaging of listings. So we don't just drop the price. What we'll do is we'll put a new first photo on, or change maybe the background of the sky. We'll change the description. And then we'll change the floor plan. So if it was black and white with color or 3D, we'll just switch it up a little bit. And we had a listing we're doing it for tomorrow, another one, where we have the Instagram link as the video tour, and now we're going to swap it for YouTube, hoping maybe that can help with SEO posts.
I like to call that the Netflix effect.
Yeah.
Change the thumbnails?
Yeah, well, Netflix is always changing their quote-unquote thumbnails, where you're like, oh, I've never seen that movie. Click. Damn it, I did see that.
There's some YouTube channels. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Good Mythical Morning on YouTube with Brad Link. Anyway,
I'm digging the name.
It's a fun little like variety show that they do every day, Monday through Friday. But I noticed that in the mornings they have one thumbnail, and then in the afternoon they swap the thumbnail on every one of their videos.
Interesting.
It is very interesting. I think it's for like West Coast or East Coast, switching it out.
Or maybe you saw it.
Algorithm.
Yeah, it could also be that you saw it in the morning, and they know that you saw it, and then you went to see it, and then you're going to see it later, but then you might think it's already old in the afternoon.
Or like one you haven't seen. So I'm sure there's an analytic for like clicks on it. I don't know if you know any of the YouTube analytics that they look at, but people that, if you're getting twice as many people clicking on it, does that help the algorithm?
Or at least
because it's the same people twice.
Yeah. keeps that picture longer than swaps out.
When
I
it's,
do
not
this.
only, it's not only clicks, it's retention.
Right.
So like how long people watch throughout the process of the video, right?
Yeah.
That. I do the same thing for my Airbnb. Every day I go in and change the picture, change the listing description. It's exhausting, but it gets the job done.
It does. It's
It
like
does.
it's like if you go on a date and your wife puts on a different dress the first time.
Mhm.
You're
Listen, why does Jen always change her hair? Got to keep my husband on his toes.
Oh yeah, you don't end up thinking it's the same old song and dance.
Got to keep this guy on his toes, man. We've been together for like ever years. I don't even know how many, but it's been a long
Forever
time.
years.
Every years.
No, like forever years. I don't even know. We've been together since 2006. Like we
That's many years.
right? I that's so
What were you in high school?
Might as well have been. We bought
So
a
I
house
was.
when we were like babies.
Oh,
We bought a house in 2008.
I do have to give you props because I do a lot of the clips for our listing videos, and you're in a lot of them, and you always rocking some cool different outfit on each time. And I'm like, and it's not. Sometimes it's like a dress thing, sometimes it's a suit pant thing. And I'm like, and then your hair is different. I'm like, this girl puts a lot of effort and image. You know,
I have a lot of different looks, but the hair thing that actually minus the hair color, it's just I got lucky. I got lucky with curls that are cool with straight too.
Women are
Yeah,
so
I got
lucky
you.
that every store that they have, just it's like the entire store is women's, and then like the back corner down the hall through a little tunnel is the men's section with like 5 things.
And then if you're short, like my husband is not a tall guy, so like we're in the petite section.
so
It's rough for us shorter people.
He's in
Things
the
don't
boys
fit
section?
right. Well, things don't fit right. I gotta hem things for me, for him. We're just
hemming.
tall.
Oh my god, I can't imagine even finding time to hemming.
Ugh, I used to hem them myself. Now I just like if my grandma's available or I just go down the street. I'm like, hey, and yes, can you take care of this for me?
Well, I'm gonna say your last listing video that you did, I think was your best one. The listing that's not out yet with the townhouse. Yeah.
Oh really? Yeah.
Speaking of, here's why. You had this like this confidence in this one for some reason. I don't know what it was. Like you're just like, yeah, this is it. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like I don't know how to explain it. Like when I watched it compared to the other ones you seem very scripted and unnatural. And this one you were just like just very confident in what you're saying. Eye contact with the camera a lot.
I think too, I've been writing the last lot of my scripts, right? So I want to say I've been writing all my scripts for the last few months. So maybe just the fact that I was writing it, getting in the flow of it, and then we've been kind of knocking out almost one a week.
We're doing a lot.
Nice.
Yes. So like by the end, I think that was like the last one I was fried, and it was kind of like, well, here it is.
Yeah. No, but whatever it is, do it again. I felt that was more appealing to least to me. I felt like you were really genuinely confident and know what you're saying. It wasn't so robotic. And I appreciated that in that one. I think you did great on it.
Thank you.
Excited to see that one.
Yes.
Well, you know what too? I actually saw that house before I wrote the script, and I looked at the photos again before writing the script. So that was helpful. Like I felt like I really knew the house, whereas sometimes I don't always know the property, and it feels kind of like, okay, what is this again? What kind of
3-bedroom, 2-bath. It has a kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want a kitchen in your house, here's the house for you.
You can put your fork here.
It's so generic, right?
I mean, that's what people think we do anyway. Well, this is the kitchen.
We're like the real estate Vannas, apparently. Point. You know how much money that woman gets? My God.
Oh my God. Yeah. Good for her.
Just making the art of flipping a letter.
That's a good idea for a listing video when you're just flipping a letter and another picture of the house comes up. You should do that as a reel.
No.
Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow I need you to record me doing something. I already have the reel edited out and it's hilarious.
What's tomorrow?
We have a listing video tomorrow.
Oh shit! Yes, we do.
Not on the calendar. Uh-oh.
No,
it
it
is in the calendar.
For like a small like real quick. I thought that tomorrow was Friday, like as if we're going in the office. I'm like, wait, what's tomorrow? Whenever there's a day that we don't have like quote unquote work, which is non-existent in our space, it throws me off completely. Like I feel like I'm either a day ahead or a day behind.
Awkwardly silent.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, I thought you were frozen. I was kind of waiting.
What
to
happened?
see if
So what happened to our guest? Is my question.
You know,
We're doing a lot. We're doing really good freestyle, but
yeah, so for behind the scenes stuff, we usually have like things that we want to address and talk about. And today was our guest, and
which we have things we want to ask him about.
he said 12:30 Pacific. He misread my thing.
Oh,
okay.
No, it's 2:30. 2:30. It says it right here. I'm looking at it.
2:30 Pacific, so that's 5:00.
We go live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And he 12:30 Pacific.
All right, so let's do it for next week.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we can't. Hold on. 2:30.
Oh, you're out, right?
Yeah, hold on. It's 2:30 Eastern. It's all good. Let's reschedule. Okay, so whatever. It happens. It was just miscommunication. So
it happens. Adapt, react, apt, as Michael Scott would say.
all right, so
love that guy.
let's see.
That's where I got all my sales skills from.
All your sales pitch from
Yeah.
years of watching Michael Scott.
Oh yeah.
Really, the real guy is Dwight.
No, we
That's
have
your
another
real
guest next week.
Oh, we do. Who's that?
We did. Oh, I didn't tell you. Maybe
How
that's
about
a good thing to talk
no?
about.
Let's wait. Let's wait till 9
now?
o'clock the night before.
You
You know what? Wait.
Your ID. How much time do you need? You're not analytical.
I will
I
forget
need
about till
more.
9 o'clock the next week.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
But it's so nice to know.
No, but you know what I like to do is I like to prep. I will probably forget. I like to have it prepped and already there on my desk.
Well, I'll
And
tell you
then
right now.
I'll refer.
She found me on TikTok, and I did a TikTok about renting. Actually, no, it was a clip from our podcast where we were talking about rentals that I used as a clip for TikTok. Anyway, she saw it and she commented, and she's talking about how she makes all her, she built her business on rentals. And then she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, I would love to jump on your podcast to talk about how I make money with rentals." I'm like, "I would love to talk about that."
That's amazing.
See, you just gotta put stuff out there, and the world comes together.
I always forget about TikTok. Is that bad?
So what I do, here's my tip for that, is every time that, I focus more on Instagram. I feel like I should focus more on TikTok because it's easier to get to a broader audience on TikTok versus like Instagram Reels. But anyway, for the point of this discussion, there's a software called Repurpose.io. And if you and you can make it go whichever way. I think you can make it go from TikTok to Instagram to TikTok and whatever. So when I post on Instagram, it'll repurpose it and publish it to TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and I save it to a Google Drive automatically.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
But it doesn't post it through natively, right? Does it? Or
I think you have to give permissions to those different things.
is it on your phone? This app you said?
No, it's not an app. You literally just post it on Instagram, and on the back end, the software pulls it and publishes it to wherever you want it to go.
I love it. Because conceptually speaking, I have so much content on this computer.
Yeah, me too.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My desktop looks disgusting.
You just don't record it.
So I want to push it out, and it's just getting in a rhythm as to the where and the what. What happened?
No, I lost you guys for a second, but then you came back.
Oh.
It might be. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. I always struggled with, so there used to be Hootsuite, or maybe there still is Hootsuite.
There is, yeah, I think so.
And it was the same thing. And then I struggled with that for some reason. I don't remember why. I remember I was doing it on there for a while, and it just felt off.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have been just me. So I think it only takes a couple seconds. Like,
yeah, the only thing with that is, so YouTube Shorts, you can't do more than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you have an Instagram reel that's longer than 60 seconds, it'll post it as a regular video. So you just have to watch out for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you have like a vertical YouTube video.
We're keeping our clips at 90 seconds max. And because for our team, Josh handles the YouTube channel, so I don't post anything on that. I don't want to get yelled at. So
You don't want to mess up our analytics. We're doing good.
I don't want to mess with whatever he's doing. So now I'm just doing 90-second stuff because I'll hit TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and I literally just copy the description, and then I just post it. I don't know.
I know. It's very easy to do. It's just a matter of doing it and not getting sidetracked and then missing the other two platforms. Like, that is my literal MO.
Yep. No, I hear you on that one.
This is why I don't cook.
Sending you my affiliate link.
Oh, must be nice.
You can make your 50 cents off us.
25%.
Hell yeah. Oh, you're serious about that link?
No, 100%.
Oh, he's doing it.
No, yeah.
You got it.
I'll put it in the YouTube description. All right.
Yeah.
You should.
Podcast description. I will forget this, so you have to remind me. But I'll try. All right. Well, since this is the podcast that's kind of going along with the training that we're doing, and now that we have some time opened up, I want to talk about what we spoke about yesterday. Alex was there.
I was. I know. I was super sniffly, but it's all good. Sorry, let me mute this.
You're good. So we have been talking about. What's he doing?
He's sneezing his brains off.
No, I am sniffling and spitting out the disgustingness.
Yeah, the disgustingness. So yesterday's training. So we've been talking about how to elevate the products for our consumers, for our sellers, and up until this point, we essentially solved all their problems, created unique solutions, cut up their niche solutions to just offer what is essential, and then we had a backup plan to use other solutions as bonuses and perks for our clients. Basically, what we did. And I know that might sound heady or wordy. Just go back into the training, find out.
Yeah.
But what a lot of real estate agents do is, and I realize I start a lot of my sentences that way, but what a lot of real estate agents do is they take a listing and they just hope that the phone rings, right? And I'm not just talking about marketing stuff. We're not going to explore that. I'm talking about they just kind of just don't really engage with their clients right now, which is a bad idea in a normal market, which is what we're in now. A normal market means that days on market could be anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when people got to look from the consumer's perspective, if you hire a real estate agent, you put your house on the market and you don't hear from your agent, what are they thinking? They're wondering what the hell is happening with the house, right?
Yeah.
And what's happening a lot is it's been happening for about a year now already. Since days on market has taken longer than recent years. People are calling other real estate agents, even though they're listed with someone else. And they're saying, my realtor is not doing anything. As a
I have
matter
an
of fact,
appointment tomorrow for that.
Yeah, it's very common. Jen went on an appointment yesterday for one. The listing that I amazingly took over, Alex, was one of those. So there's a.
I was not the other agent, first of all.
Yeah.
For new listeners,
yes, you were.
Chris and I were.
No, you guys were
I wasn't the previous. We were competing for the same listing.
You weren't the previous. Yeah, correct.
I was not the previous agent.
Let me clear that up. There was a lady who was
for
listed
new
with
listeners.
someone else, and she researched agents, and Alex and I went on the appointment, and of course I won. Anyways, so that one. So the point is that with all of that, is that that's a very normal thing that was happening years ago. And now it's coming back. It didn't happen during the pandemic years because homes sold with a post-it note. So what I've been really teaching in the training and discussing with the agents on the Host by Koozie team about is how to minimize chances of your seller cheating on you. And if they do, and they do leave you, they realize their mistake real, right? So part of that is to always give them a lot of dopamine hits or a lot of wins throughout the process. So we gave a very, very in-depth list. At this point, do this. At this point, do this. At this point, do this. And at this point, do this. Oh, and that doesn't end even at when you get a contract, and that doesn't even end at the closing. That is spoiling your clients forever because you're trying to do two things. Three things. One, you're trying to make sure that they don't leave you for someone else. Two, you're trying to turn them into a happy, exciting, repeat customer that knows they can't get what you have anywhere else. And three, you're trying to turn them into a cheerleader for your business, which scales indefinitely. And of course, even more so the longer you go, the more people cheer for you.
Yeah, you want them. Sorry, Chris. You want them to be your lifelong cheerleader, your walking billboard, so that they will tell everyone about you. And not just that too, like let's say if it's a condo, everybody on their floor, everybody in your building, everybody on your street, they see how fast you sold their house and how happy, not stressed, that seller looked during the time of the sale. Just something as simple as that, where one person, one neighbor or friend may see that seller constantly stressed out about their house, and when asked about the process, everything's in a negative light. Instead, the opposite approach would, when you're constantly, like you said, giving that seller quote unquote dopamine wins along the way, they now feel that the transaction, although it's not moving in the direction, or not direction, not moving in the timeline that they are quote unquote used to a few years ago with your post-it comment, they're still there, they're holding on tight, and they're feeling positive, because it's all about that feeling that they have, not just at the beginning when they're excited to list, but throughout the entire process, so that you finish strong and you have a positive, long-lasting impression.
Yeah, I think people feel slighted if you're not communicating with them, if you're not showing that you care. And I'm gonna give a couple of tips on this real quick. So, actually had a conversation with our admin on this. You have to communicate them in the way that they want to be communicated. So we offer feedback twice a week, and some people love watching video feedback. Some hate it. Some want an email, some want a text, and some want a phone call. Surprisingly, less and less people want a phone call. Well, not surprisingly. But
is it really surprising though?
No, but the older crowd still wants the phone call. I hate the phone call because then it's he said, she said, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. And so if there is a phone call involved, always memorialize that in an email or a text, by the way. Fun fact and good tip, pro tip.
That way you can reference it later when you say, what have you been doing, blah, blah, blah. Like say this, all this, these emails that I've been sending you.
Yeah, all these emails and all these texts and everything. And that's extremely powerful. So another tip that I do is, so we were talking about high C personalities. High C personalities are natural fighters, and they're also oftentimes victims of nothing. And I'm not saying that disparagingly, but they are the type that feel like they have to always fight and defend themselves, and people are out to get them, right? A lot. Not often, but a lot. So you have to be aware that you're going to come across the type of mindset that regardless of what you do, they either may be inclined to think that you're lying to them or you're not doing enough. So what I have a client like that, and what I do is I run my emails through ChatGPT and Google Gemini, and I said, hey, word this in the most positive, energetic way that would make a high C or super analytical person happy. And they rewrite the emails, right?
That's not a bad approach at all, my friend.
No, I've been doing it, since ChatGPT, well, not since it came out, since I thought of it, maybe about 6 months ago.
Nice.
So that's a cool tip that you guys definitely, because we understand, like, I don't naturally think in high C personalities. I think of, okay, what's happening? Is there anything we can do to fix it? And now let's hug it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But high C's are very like, you're not doing enough. My neighbor's friend is a realtor, and they're saying you're doing this wrong, and you should be doing this. That's how they approach it, right?
And have you had those conversations where they felt because I know you have your guarantee, the NOM one. When was the last time you've had to kind of utilize that?
What?
Now that you have all the... No, well, I mean, when was the last time a client has said, Chris, somebody else is doing this, why aren't you doing that? You say you're the marketing... Right. So
that hasn't happened. But
that's good.
I've had clients say things like, my friend's a realtor in such and such land, South Dakota, and they're telling me that this photo is not good, or that you shouldn't have this here. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I don't argue with them. I just say, hey, listen, we're performing above average on all the metrics. And I show it to them. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to say they're incorrect. I'm going to say that everyone wants to be a hero, and you're coming for them for advice. And it's easy for them to knock down something they don't know, as opposed to, and agree with you because you're calling for them to be disgruntled.
Yeah.
As opposed to telling you, like, hey, just shut up, everything's fine.
Just, trust the process, trust the professional. And I think that's where sometimes people, they get overexcited and they don't trust that they're in good hands. But not every single agent is of the same caliber. Who you hire matters through and through.
This doesn't happen with my Drink Your Legend clients, though. It's only
Mhm.
people who are referred to me who don't know me that are happening with high C. That combination, high C who don't know me, or people who found me on Google, that's the only time these situations ever occur. That's why I was saying you better get your Drink Your Legend database up if you want to have a reduced stress business.
I like how you couldn't
Yeah.
even say eliminate stress.
Well, sometimes you feel like you're disappointing your friends and family when you're not when you know they're upset. Let's be real. Sometimes you know they're upset and you're doing everything you can. And sometimes you feel, as a high I and all of us, we feel, at least for me, I feel like I'm disappointing them. You
Right.
guys get that?
Yes. I had one Dream 300 experience where I did everything in my power. When I mean everything, and it was a buyer, I mean, it came down to the employment verification, and I was helping them find a LinkedIn message to the CEO of this former company that closed 5 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever it was, the timeline. And we just needed that to bridge the gap in their employment, the 2-year consistency employment. I did everything. I couldn't sleep. I was in my slave, and that's when it comes. I feel like that was the difference between a Dream 300 versus not. It was so personal that there is nothing else I could possibly do, and it was up to at least the underwriting team to do their thing.
How did it get out?
Fine, they're happily in their house, but it took me a real minute.
We have a guest.
Oh,
hey,
hi,
Derrick.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, man.
We
were just kind of chit chatting because that's what we do. We were killing time.
Because what?
We were killing time.
Well, good. I'm not late, am I?
Well,
I think.
I've got 120 there, right? Is that right?
No, it's 3:20 here.
Oh my God! No, I had it. It came up on my calendar as 12:30 my time. Well, my God, I'm so sorry because I was here.
I have an idea. Because we only have 9 minutes left on this. Why don't you just hang out and BS with us, and then we're gonna reschedule you in 2 or 3 weeks from now. Is that cool?
Okay. Whatever. Yes, I was ready to go. It may be because I was in the East Coast and then came back here and it didn't update, but it should have updated anyway in the calendar. Hello, everyone.
This is
Derrick. Hi, Derrick. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure
nice to meet
Wow,
you too.
Your demeanor is so much different than your headshot.
I was just gonna ask. That.
Chris said that. I mean, he didn't do it. I kind of look mean. I think, or very serious at the very least, anyway. So
yes, you are such a pleasure, Derrick.
Yeah. Well, we were considering was this a branding technique possibly with the books?
Well, I think I'm pretty serious, but hopefully not all the time. I mean, I do stand up comedy to try to be less serious, but in my work, I guess I am pretty serious, but not really.
Okay.
Is your best joke? It's a picture of you behind you, and you go, "Isn't this funny?" And you just stare.
What's that?
Sorry, I got distracted. You just put a picture of yourself behind you as you're doing your comedy. Your best joke is, "Isn't this funny?" And you just stare at the crowd, away from the laugh.
Yeah,
That's a dad joke,
because I was on a podcast not long ago, and somebody goes, "Wow, and you're so different." And Chris, you said that I think when we were talking, so I've got to think about that, right? I mean, anyway, Jen and Alex, tell me about you.
Jen, ladies first.
Beauty, huh? Beauty, yes. Well, hi, Derrick. Again, nice to meet you. I'm Jen Konikoff, and I work with Chris on the Homes by Kuzi team.
And I'm Alex Mandela. Yeah. Oh,
hi. I love it. And look at me, late to the party. That is, I'm disappointed, but I'm glad we got to hang out. And I even texted you to say, "Hey, I'll see you in 30 minutes," because I was there,
You did?
going.
Well, Derek, I was on the cast, as we call it, and I did see it. I don't have a text. We have an email.
Email.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got your
Because they
email.
probably were on Do Not Disturb. Yeah.
Derek, speaking of text, I want to run this by you because you're a negotiating expert. All right. I got this guy who bought a brand new construction house
Okay.
for $950,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he wants to sell the same house for the same price, even though the new houses being built are the same price. So he wants to sell his 3-year-old house, the same price as a brand new construction next door, same model and everything, same price. And he wants to live in this house for free for a year after he moves out. And he doesn't want it on the internet, the MLS, no videos, nothing. He just wants me to get on the phone and find a. I said I'm not interested in representing you, but I might go back and want to hear. Well, I didn't say it to him. I said it to myself, and I will say it to him. But what, you're a negotiating expert. How would you get someone who's so far out of reality into reality, or is some people just lost cause?
Well, it may very well be out of the ordinary, and it may be extraordinary, and maybe not. I mean, maybe there's a lot of things to consider there, right? If it is truly out of the ordinary, it may be that you all would want to look at it as a challenge. What can we do in this state, right? To create a client opportunity, sometimes we have to allow a client, because telling them that something's impossible before we have engaged and given them examples of why that might be impossible, we create the relationship, because ultimately, if it's completely out of bounds, there will be certain people that would say, I'm not even going to represent them because I wouldn't want that on my book. On the other hand, if it's not going on the internet, then it doesn't expose you, right? You're not going to have a property on the internet for a year waiting for it to happen. So that's actually a benefit. So this would be a private listing that you have and a relationship that you're building. And then what you would do is begin to interact and understand what's really going on with the client, right? Because, I want $10 billion. I want that, right? But I would, Jen or Alex, you're going to give me $10 billion. So if we're dealing with a client's wants, we accept that's what they want. But there are a lot of other things going on. Does everybody want to live free? Sure, they can. Is it possible that you could find not exactly that deal, but a deal? Yes. So I would go back to the beginning. And the beginning is that we look at the attributes that are constant. Number one, what is the time frame that the client has? And connected to that time frame, what are the consequences, if this doesn't happen? So that's what I would engage in a conversation with the client. First of all, okay, great. Let's imagine that we can make this happen. Then we would begin to talk with the client about, okay, why is it important that it happens just this way? And I want to understand that, because if there are motivating factors that really make this something that has to happen for you, it will help me in representing you to understand what those motivating factors are. So engaging in a conversation, that's where we start. And what we're looking for is the why. Okay. And then second of all right, let's just imagine that I take this project on and that we're not successful in 30 days. What consequences occur if we're not successful in 30 days? And then we would extend it from there. If there are no consequences for your client, that becomes a real big red flag in the sense that if there are no consequences whatsoever, and the client is suggesting that they could wait a year, have nothing happen, and will still be where they are today, that I would take with a grain of salt. And again, I would continue in that conversation to really understand the client. And I'll end by saying this. This is a perfect example of why we want to negotiate people and not transactions.
Mhm. I love that, especially. I
Focus
mean,
on the
I think
people.
you nailed the people and their motives. I think that was just very, very important to harp on
Yeah, see
because
what he
Mhm.
actually
everything
wants,
drives
right?
it. Yeah, the motives drive their actions.
So I'm in
Yeah.
a position in my business where when I got this call, and just to be honest, it was referred to me from a colleague of mine, and I said no
They must not
because
like you.
yeah, because we're very. I think all three of us are very lucky. We finally got to a place in our in our careers that we don't have to take everything that just comes
Right.
like we used to. So it's these difficult challenges. They have a longer shelf life on our store,
Sure.
and you know what I mean. And then I'm like, and then I have to dust it more, and I got to change the price tag more often. You know what I mean? I just like, but then it takes away that shelf space for other things, or my current clients, their time is being taken away for something so challenging. Is it
Sure.
worth it?
So,
You know?
sure. So there is the issue of priority, right? This is not going to be your top priority because that's going to be connected to the time frame that your client has. If the client's time frame is unending, number one, that's going to change over time. As circumstances change, as the consequences change and present themselves because there are issues for that client that are going to determine what they'll do and when they'll do it, right? At this point, we don't know what those are. So here's some of the questions that I would ask you. Beyond this particular deal, what other potential benefits does the client present to you and to the company?
It's almost like the same concept, Chris, when we talk about, those rental leads, right? It could start out as that small piece, but in reality, when you peel a little further, that same client can end up buying $10 million worth of real estate down the line
Yeah,
and nurturing.
maybe,
Well,
but
depending on the person, I'm just
yeah, I
talking
was say
scenario best case.
yes.
Right.
That's where I was going, but also people with these unique challenges and difficulties everywhere you look. Typically, that's it's a pattern, it's a
Right.
habit within their
Mhm.
life where if they do come around in the future, you probably don't want to answer your phone.
Right.
And
And it's what type of people are they going to be referring to? Is it going to be somebody
yes,
that's going to be the same challenge every single
yep,
time?
people are who they hang out with, aren't they?
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, those are maybes. Yeah, those are maybes. But yeah, Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'll argue that I hope no one else does, and only we do to give us a leg up. but but yeah, for sure. So
Selfishly.
yeah, so Derek, we are actually out of time, but you're definitely coming back. I just gotta look at the calendar. Is that cool?
It happens.
Oh,
Ooh, I'm gonna have something for you.
all right, well, let's do that. We're gonna make a list of them and we're gonna feed them to you. Is that
Love
cool?
that.
I like it.
Ow. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you. I look forward
Thank
to
you.
talking to you again.
All right, everyone. We will.
Just keep that smiley face going.
Yeah. No, it looks good. It looks good. It's just when you first look at the photo and you don't meet you, you're like, you can kick my ass. And I'm okay with that. Oh, okay. Don't spill the beans on that. Stop right there because I want to ask all about that in 2 to 3 weeks.
I'm writing that down for next week.
Okay. Well, not, okay. All right. Let's wrap this up, guys. We all have work to do. Derek, it was nice re-meeting you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks, and we'll see the audience in the next podcast next week. See ya.
See you, everybody.
See everyone.
We can't, but I'll shoot you an email. I'll tell you why. All right.
Bye.
Bye.